Check this out. Remove one from hip hop history. It's all happening. Happy holidays, happy new year, everyone. I am just now touching down in Los Angeles, back in LA for the first time in 4 months. Big plans ahead for 2023, so it's a great time to get my mind right. So, in that sense, today we're gonna run an all-out show episode of The Breakdown. All-out show with Rude Jude on Shade 45. Check it out, punch yourself in the face if you ain't seen it. This episode, we play a game called Remove One. All you gotta do is remove one from hip-hop history and debate why you made that selection. This episode, we talk about 50 Cent, Ye, Lil Wayne, or T.I. You have to remove one from hip-hop history, but first, gotta give a shout out to the analysts as always. 2022 has been a different year for me. It's been a lot of successes and also a lot of challenging moments, and you guys, all the incredible analysis from all the incredible analysis that you drop into the comment section each week, to the overflowing of well wishes you sent to me when my mother passed away, to the donations that you guys make each week to help forward the mission of this channel. I'm so thankful, so grateful to each and every one of you. Thank you guys for everything in 2022. 2023, you're gonna see some evolutions in this show. So the production value is gonna change. There's gonna be some graphic elements that'll update, and also some new IP that I'll be launching in 2023 as well. So super excited for that. I hope you all have an amazing, happy holiday, happy new year. Wish you all the best in 2023. And without further ado, remove one from the All Out Show Breakdown episode with Rude Jude. Erase one from hip hop history.
All right, erase one. You just tuning in, y'all. Erase one. That means we're gonna take them away from hip hop history.
Take them away. We have another one that's a solo artist. We have another one that's groups. Which one you want to do, Jude? You want groups or you want solos?
Whichever's most different from the last one we just did.
All right.
I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Different era. This is a different era.
All right.
Lil Wayne, Kanye, T.I., or 50 Cent?
Lil Wayne, Kanye, T.I., 50.
You got every region represented. Every region is in.
I know. I'm listening. They really made it hard. I think I would get rid of T.I. Wayne, you know, I think he just is from down south and repping New Orleans, and just kind of I think he can spit better. I think Wayne touched more shit, and a lot of people was on him. And it's funny, he's inspired by Jay-Z. It's funny how everybody's inspired by one another. So like, how do you subtract somebody when you know that they inspired someone else? But yeah, so I keep Wayne. 50. Not only did he do music, like he was able to do music really well, do writing on the game shit, as you know, we've all seen, and G Unit. Also, he's very he brought almost like the World Wrestling Federation shit into rap a bit more. He just understood how to fucking make beef, make it seem genuine enough for you to kind of give a fuck, even though it felt like it was coming from weird places a lot of times. In the club was such a crazy hit. We were talking about it, playing it like 4 times in a row at bars and shit. And he just kind of, it was some of the last New York cats to really blow for a minute. It felt like,
yeah, for it was after him. It was Nicki Minaj. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then who's the other one? The last cat?
Kanye.
Oh, yeah, and then look, man, you can't get rid of Kanye.
Can't get rid of Kanye.
No,
Can't get rid of Kanye.
I mean, no, you can't. I would actually, if somebody wanted to get rid of Kanye, I would be interested to hear how they can. I'm not even gonna explain why you can't get rid of Kanye. Like
Right.
Jay-Z, yeah, he did a bunch of his shit. Like you just can't get rid of that dude. And he's been the most creative, one of the most creative big artists in a long time.
Yeah.
People are afraid to lose money. This dude does not give a fuck. He just does his shit, man.
Right. Right. He is not afraid to lose money.
No, he don't
That's
care.
why he wins so big.
Yeah. So all right, so I'm picking T.I. Who you got?
I'm gonna go, and this one's actually tougher for me than I expected it to be honest, right? Because I'm definitely keeping Wayne and Kanye, right? Especially Wayne. Wayne was in the 90s. You know, Wayne's a millennial. You know, like Wayne is like, he's just been around way too long. But T.I. is so underrated to me. I didn't realize T.I. had like 3 number one songs, right?
Oh yeah.
I didn't even realize like how crazy his catalog is. Ultimately, if you really look at it, going from like, you know, Rubber Band Man, I'm Serious, you know, up
but
to
you
like
know
Paper
about
Trail.
that, whatever
Come
you
on.
like. Yeah, man, you're right, dog. Like you're right.
And he really intro trap. Like I look at T.I. as the guy who created trap music. No, he was not over there showing you how to cook it up and work it, but he's the one that put that whole genre into the conversation, to the national lexicon, right? So I'm in that sense, I'm gonna have to erase 50 because 50 is so top heavy to me. Like 50 really is Get Rich or Die Trying and the first half of The Massacre for me, and everything in between those 2 points, right? You got.
But like, what about when you know, the G Unit shit and the game shit? You can tell the shit that he helped on because it does have a very 50 Cent sound to it.
That's what makes this game hard. Don't get me wrong. You know, I'm not saying this stuff was terrible, but I'm saying, you know, that time period went from when did 2003 to 2006, maybe? Like that. I mean, that's like the peak of that sound of that era.
Yeah.
And I think he got really redundant. like after we got Magic Stick, we got Candy Shop, we got Amusement Park. You know what I mean? Like the dude was like a traveling carnival at a point in time.
Hell no. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, he was up here talking about, and like I love the way he bait and switched Ja Rule. I thought it was amazing. But like now he got to the point, Ja Rule, you know, as pop as he only got with like J-Lo and Shanti and Lil Mo. 50's over here with Pussycat Dolls and Robin Thicke and Justin Timberlake. You know what I mean? They got very, very stadium, very quickly, very shiny, really fast. And after that, he moved on to Vitamin Water and movies and stuff. So we didn't have to worry about it in the same way. But like, so I'd get rid of 50. I think that as much as big of his impact that it was and how much fun I think that era was, that was a very explosive, truncated period.
Yeah, 50 kind of like, I feel like at the end, No Limit had that problem where you just flood everybody with your shit, where people become exhausted by all the shit that you brought to them. And whether I like it or not, I feel like it's hard. It's hard to separate the. I can separate the artist from the art from the artist to a certain degree, but trust, knowing that T.I. did all that weird shit to comedians and on stage and just it probably affected a part of how I came up with eliminating him as opposed to 50. Where 50, on the other hand, has been able to be pretty good at business and not burn shit down on purpose.
Yeah, he's staying out of the. I mean, I can't look. He's still the best internet troll to me. You know what I mean? I think he's incredibly business savvy and all those things. But like, you know, 50 doesn't even really make music anymore. Like his flyest stuff is on the soundtrack to his TV show. You know, and you know, that to me is another indicator of if we removed him from hip hop history, in my opinion, we're really not removing that much music. like all things considered, there is more of a viral impact or broader cultural conversation that 50, a space that 50 has dominated than the music that he's put out. Like if you take away his music, it's really like 3-4 years of a loss. You know what I mean?
But here's that wild shit though, man. Like music reflects your culture and your culture reflects your music. So to take away what people do off the mic, I understand it. I understand where you're coming from, but I also I'm coming from the point where like, yeah, I hear you, but what they do away from music within pop culture does affect music.
Yeah, it does. It does. I mean, look, and what he did in pop culture affected other people's careers in a major way. Like 50 had an impact on other people's careers, whether that was positive or otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like
stop your progress.
True, and like, I feel like 50 came up with that. Everybody was on that fake beef shit after him. You just looking for one weird reason to start a beef to sell records, man. It started getting crazy. So I don't know if that's for better or for worse, but he does affect shit in a bunch of different ways.
Right.
All right, let's go to the callers and see where they're landing with this shit.
All right, I've got Harold out of Youngstown.
Yo, Harold.
What up, though?
Shit,
man, we gotta get rid of Ye.
All right, why?
You gotta get rid of Ye. Ye, this new Ye, I don't know what's up with this dude. I don't believe it, man. Maybe when he first came out, he was hungry. When he was spitting with the backpack and shit like that, that's the Ye. That's Kanye. This dude right here, he gotta go. Trash.
Let me ask you this: what about all the shit he produced though?
All this shit he produced, I mean, he laid it down, he do what he do, but he probably had his backpack on when he was producing. Man, he walk around in garbage bags telling that shit. Man, you know what I'm saying? I'm down with old Ye when he college dropout, some shit like that.
Yeah.
This new shit, compared to Weezy catalog and T.I., and I just can't say 50 because 50 on some TV shit now.
Right. Yeah. All right. I can. So
50 on some TV shit, and then TV. Also.
So what I hear from you is like you fuck with his early shit. You like his production. What about even the shit he did like with Pusha T a couple years ago? But you're saying all the other stuff that he's come out with has made you eliminate him from this thing.
Yeah, it just turned all that shit just like, what come on, man. What we listening to? Him and this fake ass Drake beef. What kind of shit was that? Then they go come out and do a concert together. Come on, man. I recognize real. That's some fake shit to me.
Jess, what's your take?
I mean, it sounds like you just don't like the dude, but like, I'll be straight up, man. Kanye's done every side of music, right? So it's like what he just did on this Pusha T album that came out this year is crazy to me on the production side. You know what I mean? Like Kanye is like the top selling gospel rapper now of all time. There's a population of people who only like Christian rap, and Kanye is doing mega churches. Like there's
the dope shit too. Yes, he means it.
He means it. It's not a joke to him, right?
Yeah.
Yeezus sounds nothing like Graduation. 808 sounds nothing like College Dropout. So it's like he's just pushing art in a different way. I like art in my life, and he's the most artful person on this list.
And I'm gonna address something that I think Kanye did some shit with the Gap. And he's selling clothes at the Gap, and the way they're selling it is in these giant fucking what looks like to be garbage bags. Now, a lot of cats are like, you know, this is some homeless shit, man. You're not gonna, you know, why you doing that? Like, you're not sensitive. When did that start? When did we start with that? But two, if you know about thrift shopping, if you know about going to thrift stores or fucking flea markets for clothes, which he's fashion minded, that's how that shit is. You can get the stuff that's been nice and curated over here that's cost a bunch of money, and then they got those big ass bags. You can dig through them and get shit for $1 or $2 a piece. That's what that reference is, I believe, based on his track record and what people that buy fashion know about, or you know, buy clothes know about. Yeah, it's just tiring to hear these takes that these people don't. They haven't thought them out.
Right. And look, and I actually like the trash bag. I like the trash bag. Yeah. I think it's actually kind of cool. You know, I thought it looked like a real activation watching people dig through trash bags to get Yeezy Gap gear. You know what I mean? Now it's funny to me because remember when he was stealing the Matrix clothes, like his first season, and it was literally, it looked like stuff that Morpheus wore and when they're in Zion, you know what I mean? So he's got a history of doing
all the Band-Aid colored shit. Was that fucking
right? So he got a history of doing this. It looks like it's trolling sometimes, but it do be fly though. It do be fly.
Yeah, he's on his own shit, man. And like maybe it's a reference to bums, but it's also that's what they do over here with clothes. So right. At least know both sides of it. He might be doing bum shit. He might be referencing clothing shit, but thrifting and shit. But whatever.
He might like Zoolander. You never know.
Big. Who else? Who we got next?
E-Money in Harlem.
E-Money.
Yo, what up, Jude? Long time listener, first time caller. Thanks for letting my call go in.
Oh yeah, man. Please.
Yo, we got to get rid of T.I., man.
Okay.
Off the rip, we got to get rid of T.I. It's no disrespect. I like T.I., but you talking Lil Wayne, Kanye? Come on, man. Like, are we really discussing this? Even though he got #1 hits, he didn't make influential, game-changing decisions in hip hop. You know what I mean?
Go on, I'm listening to you.
Like, we got 50.
Mm-hmm.
Justin took out 50. You can't take out. How you gonna take out 50? 50 represented the whole 90s. I mean 2000s. You know what I mean? And forward, and he changed the game, like you said, with making rap beef like commercial wise cool. You know, to bringing in the game, like his catalog is just. Even though he doesn't, I understand what he went with, like his albums. You could say The Massacre and Only Get Rich. I mean,
the first half of The Massacre, not even the second half. The first half.
The first half. Oh man, that's even worse.
The first half of The Massacre.
Like, I don't know, man. I can't agree. I can't agree with you there, Justin. I don't know, man.
I don't think
we don't even gotta talk about his catalog.
Yo, but even his early shit though, man, the How to Rob shit, all of those early shits, man, before he got signed was fucking hard, bro.
His mixtape shit was harder than some of his album shit.
I agree, dog. Yeah, I forgot about bringing up his mixtape. His mixtapes were, I remember bumping him like, oh, this dude could be a problem, and then he ends up, you know,
a problem.
Who he is.
Yeah. What happened was that he shifted into he did exactly what Biggie would have done if he would have had, you know, another album going forward, and he went into you got to go into the commercial because that's what sells. That's what was selling at the time.
Yeah, and to Justin's point, yeah, some of the shit did become redundant, but I feel like he successfully moved from one spot to another spot.
Yeah.
And I don't know if 50 is like you know, what is he more, businessman or artist? I don't know.
Businessman.
To be very good at both. Like,
he's definitely more businessman than artist.
Yeah.
Right. You know, and I think that, and that's not a knock because he artistically caught a crazy wave. Like, he really did dictate what the sound was going to be like for a series of years. You know what I mean? Yeah. And artistically, he's moved on to TV. I think he does a great job, you know, with the whole, you know, multiverse of gangsters. You know what I mean? I think that's amazing. right? But like, it's the business decisions that we really rock with him for, right? Like ultimately, we looking back, like it's when he did that vitamin water deal that people started really like, oh, 50, you know, like, oh, he did, that's right. I'd rather sell some water. Everyone else got liquor, you know. That's when I think people started thinking about him differently. And I think that's where he found his real space. And I think he's been maximizing that ever since. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There you go. It's gonna be hard to find a New Yorker that's gonna want to get rid of 50.
I mean, you know, as expected, right? You know,
yeah.
People be downplaying T.I.'s impact, man. T.I. is, you know, he's on a whole nother level, and he a lot of times I think talks himself into, you know, he talks himself out of people's minds sometimes, right? Just the stuff around him, I think, talks people out of the awesomeness and the impact of his career. But I don't think you get a lot of stuff if you don't get T.I., to be honest.
Yeah. And like, here's the thing too, man. Like these rappers, each one of them has made songs that I would listen to over and over again when I was like walking, because you know they kind of blew up when I was in LA. Most of these cats, and before I really got on, they, you know, they all had songs that had been my anthem, except 50. fucking T.I. Man, you know, Rubber Band, man. I'll just throw that in and like just go. And I fuck with 50, but it just so happens that you pick people that straight up created anthems for my brain. But I don't think you're giving 50 enough credit for his all that G Unit shit too, though.
I'll be straight up, man. Never the biggest fan of G Unit, man. You know, I liked Buck. You know, I thought I was like straight out Cashville. I thought was crazy. You know, Lloyd Banks. I never liked his voice. He's a great rapper.
Shit did sell millions, though. You know,
he did. Yeah, it was impactful. I would not have a problem erasing it from hip hop history. I would not. I'd be like, okay.
All right, man. We're getting close to the end, but let's talk to a couple more and then be done.
Danielle out of Dallas.
Danielle.
Hey. So first of all, I just want to give them all their flowers. They deserve it in different ways, but I would have to say 50. To me, he's just a gimmick. He's been a gimmick since he came. You know, he killed Ja's career by doing the same thing, like talking shit about what he ended up doing.
Right.
So it's always been 50 for me. I've never really done his music. His music's dope, but I mean, it's music. But to me, he's just a gimmick. And if it wasn't for like power and shit, he probably wouldn't even still be relevant. He's a troll at this point. But
yeah, I hear what you're saying. And you know what I also noticed too, like when 50 was part of like the Interscope shit, it felt I think and don't quote me, 50 was attached to something big, but when he came out, he was like a product.
Yes.
I was talking to fucking businessmen that were telling me about how he got shot in the tooth. Fucking, how did you know about that? Oh, I read about it. He was on the front page of some magazine.
Right.
I understand how you would have that reaction to him.
Exactly. T.I., he's top 5. His pen is crazy. Him and Lil Wayne's, their wordplay is insane. Maybe because they Libras, I don't know, but definitely cannot get rid of them or Ye. Ye has done way too much for the culture. When I seen Walmart and the Gap selling T-shirts with holes in them, I knew right then Ye's on a different level.
He did.
Like anything he does, people want to just duplicate and emulate. Ye is on a totally different level. There's no ever getting rid of Kanye, ever.
I feel like she brings up a really valid point about Kanye. He does so much shit that everybody adopts that you forget that he was the one that was really pushing it on in the mainstream. Yeah, he didn't originate putting a hole in a fucking T-shirt, but he got people at Target to buy it. Or to duplicate it. I think it's a really good point.
Ye got people who love when he said George Bush doesn't care about black people. Ye got people who love when he put on the MAGA hat. You know what I'm saying? Like, Ye shoes were at BLM rallies and they were at January 6th. You know what I'm saying? Like, people just agree on Kanye at this point. Everybody's got a version of Kanye they can identify with. That's crazy.
And the wild shit is, you know what the illest shit about Kanye is, he means it It's not coming from a fake place. It's not. He's not doing this to stay on. You know, he's not parroting a fucking talking point. He feels it. And I think that's why people can relate to him and be like, yeah, dog, like, all right, man, what, you know, he was on some weird shit over here. I don't even like a lot of his clothes, but like he's got so many people to do it that you just get used to it, you know?
Right. And and he created all new shells on sneakers, man. Like the shoes, everybody was just taking Chucks and Vans and Dunks like forever. You know what I mean? Like Air Force Ones forever. There's a whole new shell game going on out here with kicks. You know what I mean?
He got cats looking like elves on this motherfucker. So like, yo, that fucking thug elf shit, he did it. I thought it was weird, but now I'm used to it. So there it is. Fucking well done.
Yeah.
One last one. Just, I appreciate you too. These are fucking interesting conversations.
Yeah, man. When you start looking at it forces me to look at impact differently. It's like, dang, like, could I walk around without this in my life? You know?
Right.
It's a different thing.
And it also shows you like what people value. Is it the cause and effect? Is it the discography? Is it the outside shit? Is it all the above? Like this one, a lot of it came down to regions to me too. I was like, all right, man, we got down south. Like, I think T.I. the T.I. and Wayne shit in my brain. That's how I'm categorizing things. You know what I mean? I'm like, all right, man, we got someone for East Coast. Kanye, like just in my brain.
Yeah.
I can't help but do it. It's interesting to see how people choose. Last one.
Matt in Rochester, New York.
Yo, Matt in Rochester.
Yo, what's up, Jude?
Chilling, man. Just
right,
Just company, man.
Yeah, good to be on. Basically, I was thinking about this hard, and I thought, I think I could do without the impact that Lil Wayne left on hip hop. I feel like he kind of almost ushered in this entire, like, mumble rap culture more than anybody else did. I feel like,
how so?
Like everybody might have went like more like New York, more like Nas would have been. I mean, don't get me wrong, Lil Wayne, like I love, Carter 4, like I'm with that, but I feel like sort of what he ushered in, all the people that try to be like Lil Wayne with, like, I don't want to say the different voice, but it seems like it's a little overplayed lately. I could do without that in hip hop right now, what I feel like he kind of ushered in.
Where did he, I never thought of Wayne as a mumble rapper.
Well, I don't either. I just really feel like a lot of people who are mumble rappers were heavily influenced by Lil Wayne.
He might be true, but it's funny that he said that.
Right?
I don't know shit. I'm old. I stopped listening to it by then, man. But I'll take your word for it. That's why I was like, what? Did I not hear some shit? Just what's your take on that?
I mean, I look at Future as the catalyst for mumble rap, but I do understand why people put Wayne in that zone, because that really, to me, is just a product of all the lean these cats were doing. You know what I mean? Like, just the sheer amount of, like, the impact on not being able to be understood. And you put some auto-tune on top of it, you know what I mean? Like, that to me is Lil Wayne as well. Yeah. But Lil Wayne to me is so much more than that. Like, Wayne had a decade before he was even on that style. You know what I mean? So,
really,
like, it's like the Carter 2, you know what I mean? The Carter 3. There's not a whole lot of my man said he liked the Carter 4. So that one definitely had, like, How to Love and shit like that on it. So,
Wayne's interesting.
I see the correlation.
Man. Like, think about, like, everybody that came with the Lil. There's a gang of Lils now, man. It wasn't like that. We weren't polluted with Lils.
Yeah.
Lil Wayne had everybody come with that shit. And he was like, he wasn't, I don't know if he was the first dude, but he was a tatted up face, dreadlock fella that likes skateboarding and shit. And now if I throw a rock, I can hit 10 of them motherfuckers, man. So I hear what he's saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't necessarily do like, I don't think they really are influenced by all of Lil Wayne, but they definitely like his style. He's got.
I mean, Wayne is super limiting. He's super narrow if you really think about it, though. Like, he really doesn't talk about anything but drugs, sex,
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the only thing he talks about. Like,
yeah.
There's like a couple of examples people like to name, which is true, they exist, but if like 98% of his catalog is all the crazy stuff that he experiences in the bathroom,
All right.
Dear Mr. Toilet.
That's always been that knock on him, is that he's like can flip, but he really ain't saying a bunch, just a bunch of wacky punchlines and shit,
Right.
which is cool. But like you said, after a while, especially when we're at a point in rap where people are pretty good at it and proficient, wacky punchlines only go so far. So I understand that. There you go. Let's give them one to think about for themselves for the road that we didn't get to pick. What was that other one didn't do?
All right, this was the group one. Erase one from hip hop history: Wu-Tang, A Tribe Called Quest, Run DMC, or Outkast.
Jesus, man. God, I'm glad we didn't have to do that one.
Right.
Bro. Fuck. I'm not even saying shit. I'm glad we had to do that one. Fuck me, dog.
Right.
Ugh. Yeah.
That's a tough one right there.
Yeah, man. Yeah, dog. Yeah. All right. I'm not saying shit. I can't. That's a tough one, dog.
Right.
All right. So that's something for y'all to think about. Jess, I appreciate you. If you do want to name who you want to get rid of, you go ahead. That one actually takes some thought, and it'll take about 20 minutes.
It pains every piece of me. And, especially coming from your lineage, look at this, it would make zero sense. But I'm getting rid of Run DMC, man. Like, I'm sorry. I have no good reason. You know what I'm saying? It's just, this is the game that's presented in front of me that I created. So.
Yeah. That's the game. That's a tough one. I can't name one, but I know it wouldn't be Run DMC. That's just because my me. I'm like, well, who did it first?
Right.
Shit. Yeah.
It's tough.
I know it really is, man. You got four people that really were trendsetters in their area. That's a real tough one, man.
And they all had major impact in just broad music. Their impact went into other genres. They were the face of the culture at one point in time. All of them. You know what I mean? Like, that's a tough one.
I would do Tribe, but
Tribe.
Reluctantly, fucking like you said. Yeah.
It's tough, man. I got Tribe right here on my wall. It's crazy.
I can't get rid of Outkast.
Can't get rid of Outkast. I can't do that.
No, and I can't get rid of just even bringing up just the cats are really pushing the rock instruments and all that shit on all their early stuff. It was just some wild, and they started the whole fucking. What I really like about them is my Adidas was a bottom up way to promote clothes, in that this is something that these people, Run DMC naturally dug, rapped about it, and then it blew up even bigger.
Right.
And now you see where a company will just give somebody a ton of money, they'll promote it, and then it blows up. So it's not organic. It's top down bullshit, as opposed to this is what the streets are wearing. Now companies are going to street cats and be like, hey man, tell people this is what the streets are wearing.
Yeah.
And we're seeing a lot of that. So I thought that was really interesting. And it plays such a huge part in hip hop, the clothes that we wear and why.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they stopped wearing costumes. Like a large part of hip hop was wearing like costumes on stage. These cats said, we're wear regular clothes. We're gonna be regular now.
Don't get it wrong, they'll fuck you up in the streets, but they do look like Funkadelic in the videos.
Right.
And they're stiff as fuck. They're uncomfortable and they look like Funkadelic. So there you go.
Right. So,
all right. The company man on everything. I'm sure. Do you have a place where you're continuing this discussion or?
Yeah, man. I'll check out my YouTube channel. I'm gonna do a piece. I'm gonna put this up there, but then also this week I'm doing breakdowns every Saturday, different hip hop discussions. It's like Saturday morning cartoons for parents trying to explain hip hop to their kids. So it's the whole marketplace. And so this week we're talking about this AI stuff. And so I've got some conversation I've been having with people. So check that out too.